You'll often hear hip-hop heads say that their favorite MCs are superheroes to them. Whether it's Rakim, Wheezy, or Missy Elliott, the larger-than-life figures in hip-hop loom just as large in the minds of their fans as any of Marvel or DC's biggest titans. So imagine if there was an MC who actually had superpowers. I'm BB Manic, you're watching Panels and Bars, and this is the story of Blokhedz. Here at Panels and Bars, we cover hip-hop culture and geek culture. So if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always know when we release new videos. The sprawling hip-hop epic Blokhedz centers around Young Black, an aspiring MC living in Empire City. A city suffering from not only the curse of being abandoned and failed by its government, but also the literal curse of being built on ancient burial grounds. Those grounds host the spirits of the original ones, an indigenous race who had mystical abilities that ranged from the power to speak thoughts into existence to the ability to control the thoughts of others. It is foretold that not only will these powers manifest in people during the modern day, but also that there would be a chosen one who would save the city from the ensuing chaos. Enter Black, a young man who has dreams of becoming rap's next superstar. He's intelligent, impulsive, and after a major loss in his life, he's also angry. This series follows his growth and poses the question, will he be able to live up to his potential and become the protector of a city that is desperately in need of saving? Blokhedz was created by Mark and Mike Davis, a duo professionally known as the Mad Twins. The twins have an incredible career that has seen them work in a variety of mediums including animation, film, fashion, and toy design. Blokhedz wasn't a book that the brothers had originally planned, but rather a happy accident after an investor noticed a sketch in their portfolio and wondered if there was a story behind it. The brothers expanded upon the characters and started to build a cast and environment that utilized their love of music and their belief in the positive power of music and lyrics. Taking inspiration from not only their favorite music and comic books, the story is also reflective of their own lives. This is demonstrated in the diverse cast influenced by the friends they grew up with. 20 years before Miles Morales, we had Etho, a Puerto Rican hip-hop head on the side of justice. But that's the story of Blokhedz in a nutshell, a comic book well ahead of its time. The Mad Twins used an anime-influenced style that would become all the rage in the scene, as evidenced in the success of Joe Madureira and Ed McGuinness. The book is a real labor of love, filled with visual Easter eggs and references to everything from the Notorious B.I.G. to 555 Soul and MF Doom. Black's rhymes were even written by underground MC Axel, who was signed to Shady Records at the time. If you're hearing all this and thinking, it sounds great, but I'm not that knowledgeable about hip-hop or street culture, well, don't worry, the Mad Twins have got you covered. Each issue of the book would include a glossary that would give you the definitions of slang used within the book. They'd also include a list of anything that had influenced the creation of that month's issue, whether it was music, other comics, or video games. They were even clever enough to organize some cross-promotion by featuring monthly installments of the book in Scratch magazine. One of the things I find most impressive about Blokhedz is the sheer ambition. In independent comics, you're lucky if you're able to sell enough copies to make profit. Then if it does succeed, perhaps you can make merchandise that does well. Then maybe you sell or license the rights and it gets adapted. Blokhedz did all of those things and it did them to a high standard. After the comic garnered rave reviews from CNN, the Los Angeles Times, and an endorsement from Stan Lee, the Mad Twins set about creating a line of action figures. Sculpted by Paul Harding, the figures were absolutely stunning and came with a range of accessories. Black came with a removable fitted cap, the medallion bestowed to him by his older brother, and an alternative cursed hand. Also available in the line were Black's love interest Essence, who came with a set of removable earrings and a bag exclusively designed by Adidas. Rounding out the line was Black's nemesis Vulture, who came with an impressive Jesus piece. In addition to the figures, Cartoon Network commissioned a pilot for a Blokhedz adaptation that would have potentially aired on Adult Swim, alongside The Boondocks, another show the twins had worked on. The pilot had an impressive cast including Mos Def, aka Yasin Bey, Talib Kweli, and Prodigy as Vulture. It should come as no surprise they were able to get such prestigious MCs to take part, as Blokhedz was being noticed by a ton of incredible artists in the scene. RZA, Boot Camp Click, and Sean Price were just a few of the artists who let the brothers know how much their work was appreciated.
Buckshot, he was like, what you do was inspirational. I was like, what you guys did was inspirational for us.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, that's how inspiration and art works. It's like it recycles.
Perhaps the most famous fan was Nas, who in an interview with The Source proclaimed that not only was the comic dope, but he saw a lot of himself in Black. That was the ultimate compliment to Mad Twins, who considered Nas a huge influence growing up. With the famous fans, cult fan base, and potential franchise plans, it was no surprise to see the series praised outside of the comic book community. The series, its potential adaptation, and the action figures were all acknowledged at the Hip Hop Archive and Research Institute. Eventually, Mad Twins would step away from the world of Empire City, as they were in demand in both the entertainment and comic book industry. Whilst they've since gone on to create work for legends such as DMC and the RZA, Mad Twins refused to shut the book on Blokhedz. Rather, one chapter has ended and another has yet to begin. There are plans in place for a revival, and they will be revealed when the time is right. The Mad Twins have 2 projects currently in the works: a comic book written by Camille Oshindara, which will tell a new story blending the worlds of magic and technology, and also an animated project that is in the early stages but promises to be one of the most ambitious undertakings they've ever embarked on. Mark was also the supervising director on a brand new animated series from Sony called Young Love that will debut this fall on HBO Max. I would like to take the time to thank the Mad Twins for being incredibly generous with their time and knowledge. They filled in a lot of the blanks in the story and provided much of the artwork you've seen in the video. Were you a fan of the original Blokhedz? What would you like to see from a revival? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to like this video and share it with anyone you think would be a fan. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.